Hello there, and welcome. We have lights. We have a great map in Bayo Assault, and we have two fantastic players. They are now entering a best-of-5 series. It's 0-0. We have Nagano in the West with Mechanized Company in the US.
That's right, and in the East, playing as the Austere, the Wehrmacht, and the Ostrupen Doctrine, it is the fearsome Devem.
Oh yes, he's very fearsome, and again, he's Ostrupen. But considering today we have seen some of the best games we've ever seen in competitive Company of Heroes, let's not worry about the meta too much. We know there's balance patches and such coming in 2021, or at least a patch, and we know that's all happening. So let's just sit back and relax, because we're in good hands with Nagano and Devem, two of the greatest ever players to lace up the boots, or in this case, plug in the keyboard and mouse. And they're on a great map. I mean, what do you think of Bayo Assault so far, Stormers? Tell us what your Hawkeyes see.
You know what, I've loved this map actually from what I've seen so far. I watched some really good games on I think it was Isildur and Devem last week, where Devem actually lost 2-0 in his series. I like it because, you know, actually it's, again, one of these maps that is super wide and you're just aggressive everywhere, but resources are spread lovely. Like, fuel is more guaranteed here, so there's more of, like, a teching element to the game, but mainly it's, you know, the contest points and munitions, and I like that. I actually prefer it when munitions and abilities and upgrades are actually the key fighting points in a game.
What I like about you, Stormless, I think due to in real life commitments, you've not been quite as active in the casting or the playing sphere. Like one of those like classic cars you keep in a shed under a blanket somewhere. When you're brought out to analyze something, you'll bob on, and you know your engine's purring. I mean, let's not get too friendly, otherwise people will start asking questions. But you're exactly right about Bayo in every sense of the word, and that's why we got you on board. Nobody. And we at AE Enterprises.
That's why we fished you out of the barrel.
We did. We put that vintage oil inside and took a few kicks, but the engine purred, so there we go. And talking about excellence of execution, we right now have the MG42 of Devem, a feared sentence if I've ever heard one before. The riflemen are showing no fear, though, behind their heavy cover, directional cover and Company Heroes, of course. They're surviving right now.
Yeah, doing a great job just while the squad behind them captures the fuel point. Quite comfortably, I think. And actually, you know, when you were talking earlier about how important green cover is and how it longs out these engagements, this is a great example of that happening right now. You know, and how good it is just for helping to secure the territory.
See, 5-1, he can secure territory. He can also shoot Germans with this nifty upgrade, the M2 machine gun. Ostrupen advance, pretending they do have a Faust. It's already up his good old light mechanized.
Yeah, it just popped, like just popped. So. Good build time for Devem. Question is, though, I think here we've seen some pretty fast scout cars today, and you know, it's looks like Devem hasn't got the fuel. It's a good marker, actually. I think when you watch someone like a Isildur play Ostrupen, and you watch, you know, how he captures the map, what he prioritizes to make sure he gets light vehicles out, capitalizes that as quick as possible. Devem is actually much later here. He's just going for the scout car now at the time Isildur would have got it out. And I think what's interesting is that actually now, like, we're seeing top level players who the timing is important. You know, it may just be like 30 odd seconds, but you know, that is the difference in some games. Really, you know, between a ton of resources. You know,
Completely agreed. I think timing is not just important, but it's everything in Company of Heroes. One of the reasons, for example, Love Nest, with his 40 actions per minute, which by RTS standards is terrible, but by Company Hero standards, every single one of those actions is well thought out, tactically astute, and executed to perfection. And these players will inhibit that as well. It's just the analogy I usually use. 222 coming out from the eastern side with an excellent camouflage. Very lovely. Nice to see. Well-bred 222.
interesting retreat there. No negative cover on this map, which is always a bonus in the map design. I think if there was negative cover on the roads here, it would be absolutely chaos to push anywhere on this map. So, like I was saying, it's so good to have new maps and also multiple new maps that are really, really high quality. You know, produce really good games, and they are well thought out. You know, there's so much interesting, and the new maps have been more visually interesting. I've seen like new placeholders, you know, like new buildings even, or fire stacks that I've just never seen before. So it's actually been
Big shout out to White Flash Reborn, Spanky, K-Pen, Ricky Rifle, for all making some fantastic maps this year that were used in the Master League tournaments, and they had chance to hone these maps. They will be coming to Automatch near you at the end of this month, so look forward to that. Meanwhile, Lieutenant and Rifleman being gunned down using this long hedgerow as Devem to protect his MG's flank, which is pretty much Bayo standard tactics.
Would I be correct in saying, by the way, that at the north of this map you can blow up that turret?
Yes, there's demo charges there.
That's so much fun.
It's because Spanky was in a Company Heroes 1 clan. Rifleman could die here. A Company Heroes 1 clan called Where's My Demo? So it's a shout out to them. There's also 2 other demos on the map. See if you can find them.
That's sneaky.
They don't interfere with play, but they I think they are demoable. For those that don't know, if you're on YouTube, Sawmills and I have cast 6 games already today, which is, we don't mind. That's what we're here to do. But we are in the Twilight Zone, the ESL zone as we used to call it, where we've done an 8-hour day and we're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, it's grueling, and actually the dominant meta strategies are grueling. We have cast, I think today, most games have been USF mechanized versus Ostroupen, so we haven't seen a lot of that kind of variety, but nevertheless, I think we've actually seen good variety in the overall faction builds themselves. You know, we've seen fair amounts of like tier 3, tier 4 plays, and players playing them differently. But actually, you know, there's still a lot, and I mean this, like a lot to be excited about in a series like this, because 2 like Titanic players. They know each other well. They've played against each other loads, not in just Co2, but in Co1.
Yes, actually, these 2, yeah.
Yeah, so you know it's like it's a big matchup, a very, very big matchup, and one that actually has the potential to go a serious distance. I just watched the Ostroupen vault that rock there.
They vaulted a rock.
Amazing, lovely.
That's incredible. That's like Sean Connery, God rest his peace, on The Rock, in the film The Rock, in Alcatraz. They bring him back from retirement, and he just vaults a rock. He rolls through a boiling system to show that it can be penetrated to defeat the terrorists. If you've never seen the film The Rock, it's awful. I wouldn't watch it. Stewart reversing around the map there, 222 forced away. Pioneers in the centre, just heard the Pack 40 fire. He's got line of sight there on the WC51, and the Faust threatened. WC51 used step on it to get out of there.
We've just had medical. We've just had a medical bunker in the base for Devem, which is really important to get up at the start of the game. Nagano has already had his units coming onto the field in good health. This is a great flank from the Panzer Grenadiers. 80 gun position is good, and it manages to get a hit on the Stuart. And there's that nice little bit of green cover there for the Panzer Grenadiers to just sit behind and draw out this long engagement with the Stuart now, just allowing that scout car to clear up infantry in the north.
What we also saw there was the Stuart round detonated a Teller mine, killing many Ostroupen. That was pretty cool. Meanwhile, Riflemen have been dawned upon by the 222. Panzer Grenadiers have stayed behind their heavy cover. Devem's having a great game here. S-mine field this time being planted by the Portuguese Maestro.
Interesting. Interesting S-mine field.
Yeah, it's just a nice few patches of it, of course.
It's quite long as well, actually, the S-mine.
Oh, it'll be 2 patches then in that case. Oh no.
No, it's one. It's just it's stretched. And,
can never tell with S-mines. They're very tricky. What it is a design feature that you're not meant to always plant all 4 corners of the patch. Sometimes you're meant to use elements of it. Pack 40 fires upon the Stuarts. Panzer Grenadiers just throwing a bundle and just being really hardy and resilient. Oh, Rifleman forced away by Ostrooper. You don't see that every day, but they do have low health. And there is a tiny bit of negative cover. I just saw it. I've never seen that before. I don't think that's intentional. MG is being attacked through the centre and decrewed. This is a big win for Nagano. Can he capture the weapon?
Oh, I think he'll be able to. And also the scout car is going to get snared here as well. The lieutenant has the bazooka and he's going to push forward there. No, actually going to hit the retreat. Not confident for that.
That's tiredness. That's tiredness, mate. That's that shift command instant retreat kind of muscle memory. He didn't have the wherewithal to cancel it or to not actually do that, you know. And that's just tiredness slipping in. But these guys have had a half an hour break before today's series, which is uncommon in tournaments. So they should be relatively well rested.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Yeah, I think they'll be rested enough, to be honest. I just think DevM's having a really, really good game right now. And not to forget, he's triple capped Nagano for a long, long time now, early on in the game. And, you know, for Axis to have the VP lead early on is really important. AT gun there, Pack 40, just ground attacking to try and hit the repairing Stuart. Nearly hit, but it shows you really good game sense from DevM constantly.
WC51 can't get too far into combat. He just fears DevM's synergetic build here with all these units helping one another out. Panzer Grenadiers are just eating rounds. 25% of received damage counts towards veterancy, meaning the Panzer Grenadiers are already veterancy too. S-mine's been detonated. Was it the no? It was the north side here. The Stuarts detonating them. MG's low on health here. The WC51 has his number, but he's getting some suppression off regardless. These it's the stolen MG42 and the 50 cal for Nagano. That should help him back into things, but with
that's great. Did you see that there? With the Stuart ground attack through the hedgerow to destroy the green cover.
Yes, that is the meta of Company Heroes with the cover. To be honest, it's a design feature I'm not a fan of, but what I do like is that as AT guns and tanks can destroy it in a reasonable amount of time. But you'll notice that most AT guns in a lot of auto-match games, they're just destroying cover all game long, especially against Brits. You know, that's all they end up bloody doing.
Yep. Stuart's main role in the field right now is just to seemingly get rid of S-mine fields. I don't think it's actually fully wiped all of these. So a retreat there, actually it hits the lieutenant, and Nagano's got to be really careful about how he goes about this.
Don't move. This one guy has a very perilous retreat. He's probably going to have to go Stuka-side. If you don't know what I mean by Stuka-side, I'll show you in a second. What? Did he move?
No, there was a guy crawling, and I was like, he's going to crawl into a mine.
Sorry.
But it wasn't close enough.
You keep an eye on that, Storm. You're on mine watch. I'm going to check out in the south of the map. See that a grenade, was dodged. So we've got grenades to USF. Ostrooper and MGs holding the line. Oh, and he's just retreated. No, he didn't! He died!
Why did he hit
Lieutenant,
the tree?
what were you thinking? You hit the tree. He wanted to retreat on the left side where the Stuka is. Oh, and the tree changed his pathing and he died in the end. That is tragic.
There was no need for that to happen. That was just, I don't know what the thought process was there, but it wasn't good enough.
Well, like, just to show you again, guys, you can go all the way around this here and go down the Stuka. And I maybe just didn't realise, I don't know. Panzer IV's on the field. That is a nicely timed Panzer IV. 14.5 minutes, which is pretty decent, let's say. He does have a lot of fuel left as well, though, so he could have got it out even sooner. Probably as quickly as his Pioneers could build Tier 3 and protect to Battle Phase 2. Look at the paint on these wheel stalls. Everybody's attention has to be on this now. It's hypnotic.
It is, you're right. It's like the Smiler Alton Towers.
Oh my gosh, that ride's brilliant. Let's Just make sure there's no action coming. Well, I had a Q pass for that Storm. So everybody's in cages, aren't they? Like Guantanamo Bay or the American border. And that song, Ha 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 Ha. You know the one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me and my, we were walking past everybody laughing and like skipping past them. It was the hottest day of the summer. It was the longest Q ride I've ever seen. And a Q Pat jumped for it. Q pass. Oh my god. Anyway, Stuart comes in. Panzer 4 and Pack 40. Could finish the job here. Can the Stuart retreat away? One more shot perhaps. No, he can't get it off. Riflemen come into the picture.
I think this is a kind of pivotal moment for Nagano, just seeing that the Panzer IV is in. And he's got to be expecting it around this timing anyway, but Panzer IV, there isn't really much to contest. He can go up to the infantry here because there's no risk. Oh, actually, the Stuart
nearly finished off
so
the Stuart. Yes, indeed, and a snare.
Now that's a problem for Dev M now. I wasn't actually expecting the Stuart to penetrate like that. Panzer IV is just crawling back at the moment.
Oh, he's got a big shot for the M1 as well. Let's get a good camera angle on this. This could be another one of those long-range M1 sites, but he just misses. He just missed this time. Oh, but he gets him with a huge overshot. What is happening today? Oh my god.
Beautiful. And bear in mind, by the way, he's getting recon from the WC-51 Jeep Mark target. So I think, you know, that's hyper accuracy with the ground attack there. And what a pickup. Dev M is just building another Panzer IV. That would have been 2 Panzer IVs from him. Nagano brings himself back into this game with that kill.
It's absolutely incredible. I don't know what they've got. If they've got a 50 cal sniper rifle or a 57mm AT gun. Well, by the way, we just saw the plane crash in the site of a former plane crash that's, you know, inherent to the map. The plane crashed up here by the Stuka, which is pretty cool. But we're just one cool moment after another. This has been one of the best days of tournament action we've ever seen. I really do think the format worked in the end with the players having breaks, because some of these games have been consistently off the chain. It's been really good to see. And now in this best of 5 though, we're going to see that kind of strategic evolution of the players. How will Nagano handle it if he loses this game? Well, we might not have to see, because he seems to be capping a lot of the map right now.
Yeah, Nagano's, I mean, if you actually pull up the tactical map, it's actually insane how many points are being captured at this specific moment in time. He's going to get a triple cap over Dev M. Nagano is just below 250 VPs now, so... and we've seen Dev M in this position before. He actually lost his game against Asiaman earlier, pretty much like this, so we know that mistakes can be made.
Panzer IV goes through the path where the previous Panzer IV went, forces the rifleman away with no health damage from him. Oh, nearly someone to follow through. Elsewhere, we now have Nagano resurgent in his map capping. Let's check that out in a second. Just make sure the battle here is all right. Yes, we do indeed. Look at all this capping from Nagano coming back onto the south of the field. MG sets up a point guard position.
Yeah, I think right now you probably want to be just letting Nagano take that side of the map, maybe focusing on the south. There's good engagements going on there. Panzer Grenadiers trying to get on top of the central VP. And Dev M's just kind of solid in the south right now. So both players will fight over the center. But Nagano, by the way, has a bank of fuel right now, has a bank of manpower. We should be seeing him start to tech up to major soon.
You'd expect him to, yeah, very soon indeed. Panzer Grenadiers using that received accuracy bonuses at Vet 2 now to cap the centre of the map. We've got harassment of the fuel as well in both camps, both south and north. Meanwhile, the rear echelons are capping there.
There's bundle grenade. Well dodged by Nagano. It's actually a pleasure to watch players like this, because there's a lot going on right now, and actually the response times whenever a unit is under duress, like whenever the grenade is thrown, they're there. They're very quickly, and it's good, really good to see.
It's unreal compared to like a MOBA where you have to have this kind of response time for one unit. These players are mastering the control of an entire platoon of units and having similar response times. It's awesome to see. Ostrupin pushing into the centre as the WC-51 and M1 watch on. We're having the stabilisation of fuel for Dev M, capping both in unison.
So static with vehicles at the moment. Actually, Dev M played very conservatively with vehicles earlier on, and that was actually to his advantage. You know, he has got that scout car with veteran C2, so huge sight range for him. He's able to see, look at right now, you can see he knows exactly where those USF M1AT guns are, and he's able to just reposition everything. So recon here, super important. Nagano still has the Jeep for recon, but we want to see the Major actually.
All these balance patches over the years, all these things that made, like, for example, like the reconnaissance more important than mirrors, they all add up. And quite frankly, in 2020, this game is stunning. Stunning from an intellectual standpoint, as in terms of it's just beautiful to think about. Stunning to watch, and everything around that. It's just awesome. It's almost unfair to call it Come Here as 2. It's like Come Here as 2.5 these days. Yeah. Modern graphics processors can really flex their muscles, and we've got a 64-bit patch soon, so CPUs can have some fun as well.
A lot of cool changes with the 64-bit patch. Oh, Pack 40 there on top of the WC-51. Another shot can come in. There it goes.
Oh, and gets it.
Wiped so easily.
Oh, had to be hot on the camera there. An all-important plane crash to watch, and the death of a WC-51. Oh, mopping my brow here, Stormus. Earning my keep just about. Just about. Rifleman coming in Panzer IV with the MG42, giving him backup. That's not a great path. There's an S-mine patch as well. This Rifleman could be a goner. There it is! Oh, where's the follow-up from the Panzer, though? Couldn't get it off. Is he going to pursue? Looks likely. Goes stationary for one last shot, perhaps. Mistimes it. Mistimes it. That's unfortunate for Devem. He went stationary a little bit too soon there. Well, too late, actually. It was a little bit too late. MG42 gets neutralized. Oh, there's the S-mine patch again. I tell you what, Devon's getting great mileage out of this game.
Very artillery, by the way. Dead center. And there's a good opportunity for the Panzer IV to go up, but actually I think these AT guns will be far too threatening to the Panzer IV. By the way, Devon does not want to lose this Panzer IV for anything. This is the he's got the third one in this game coming in now, and you know, playing Ostrupen, you're going to want to tech up to battle phase 3 in order to get your LMGs on the Ostrupen, but he's going to have a surplus of fuel in order to make that tech. Right now he's just so constrained to just pumping out these Panzer IVs, so let's hope he can keep hold of some for a while.
2 points there. I think he used a 200 munitions artillery ability like Panzer Tactician Smoke, because he used the ability to keep the AT guns from killing his Panzer IV. And then we just saw a world object like a dead tank block an M1 shot, which would have hit the 222. So a little bit of design and luck for Devon.
Look at this, by the way. Stuart takes a double shot from these Panzer IVs. That's got to go down, surely. I feel like even an S-mine here could do the job.
There we go. Panzer IV, despite the vision block, gets the kill, but the 76 mil watches on. Wants a measure of vengeance to come. Right, let's take stock of things. Let's go on a half-speed stat look. See the KD. A lot of units lost for both players, but Sane killed. Tightrope, please help. Where are you, my friend? Anyway, graphs, these are usually useful. Army values equalized. Points held, that's just equalized. Basically, that's the point I was trying to make. At this point, other than victory points, it's a very equal affair. Similar pop cap as well. It's anybody's game to win, and it's all to play for.
Things are just heating up. Devem, of course, in this game, is we've been saying, is all over the VPs. That's where Nagano actually, I think, has a weak spot in a lot of these games, because he tends not to pay so much attention to them at the start. It's a lot of focus on the resources and getting that composition up that wins. Devem, however, has made sure to get that the VP lead early to buy himself that time in the late game, valuable time. But I'm interested now. I'm just interested to see where the build is going next.
Yeah.
What is Devem's next unit going to be? He's not going up for battle phase 3 yet. He doesn't look like he's going to reach to tier 4. So
It is very cheap these days, though, Battle Phase 3. It's only 100 manpower and 30 fuel. It's Battle Phase 2 that's the expensive one at 105 fuel. And that was to encourage more Tier 4 play. And I do think it works. It's not outside the realm of possibility that DevM goes for a Panzerwerfer or a Panther or even a Brumbear. There actually used to be a Brumbear on this map, but it was found that OKW could salvage it, so they had to remove it.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh, but the Panzer Grenadiers picked up a flamethrower.
Nice.
That's a really nice frontline aggressive unit.
It isn't when they're on their bellies being chased by a Sherman, however. Pack 40 has Veterancy 3. Panzer 4 gives follow-up. You've got target weak point on the tank as well. Can the Panzer 4 and the Pack finish the job? Frontal armor penetration. Yes, they can. Finally, Stormless. Finally, my friend. We saw the target weak point utilization we always wanted to see.
I've been waiting for this moment for like 5 years.
5 years? We've been casting for 5 years. Stormless and my first cast ever was on the 31st of October 2015. I've got it tattooed on my inner thigh. And we've now finally seen target weak point of a Pack 40 used properly. Oh my.
This is a special day for me. I feel like I've been saying this for years and someone finally listened. Thank you, DevM.
Thank you, DevM. This goes back to what I was saying. DevM's no longer a mercenary Co 1 player coming to play tournaments. He's now fully a Co 2 player. He might not even want to hear that. I don't think he was a big fan of this game when it first came out, but he's now playing Co 2. He's in the Matrix. He's swallowed the red pill. He knows the truth of life, and that truth is target weak point.
Absolutely. Well, what does Nagano do here? He has no vehicle, he's low on manpower, and he's got a lot off the field at the moment. So DevM is just slowly on the climb to his next unit. Do we see any teching still from DevM? Nothing. A lot of manpower, though, for DevM, so really what's he going for here? We're not sure. The other thing as well is that we've typically seen DevM play double Pioneers. We haven't even seen that second Pioneer come out yet for fast vehicle repairs, which he will need, so... something going on here with DevM. There's a little bit of a lull in teching choice in the build.
So, I think DevM will go for a third Panzer IV. Yes, he's going for a third Panzer IV. I know my DevMs.
You are correct.
I've been casting this stuff for too long. But yeah, there we go.
But even more reason he's going to need that second squad of Pioneers now.
We are losing a sector.
I tell you, these M1s are starting to gain veterancy. Vet 2 on both of them. Nice flank from the rifleman, well spotted by Devon, retreated. Meanwhile, Panzer IV pushes away the Major in the south. And Devon's keeping victory point control. Nagano's suffering right now.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
It's actually, to have 3 Panzer IVs on the field, when you look at DevM's army, and I think because of the Ostrupin, he's still at 70 pop cap. You know, there's the potential for him to just snowball this on and on and on, bring out like 4 Panzer IVs. I mean, can you even imagine his ability to drive through the front lines? It doesn't even matter if you have 2 AT guns. It's going to mean nothing against the AoE of a Panzer IV.
Indeed, 3 Panzer IVs. Is Panzer's Wolf. Just to let you know.
I'll remember that.
You'd probably be best advised not to be honest. I did get an E in German in my GCSE mock exam.
A's claim.
My dad wrote a letter asking that I don't sit German because it was lowering my average. And anyway. You got these nice combination of units in the centre. It's like he's got a parade and he's giving a medal ceremony. He's got all of them in a pretty line. Helping Hands would like that. I mean, he's currently doing a sub Saturday, by the way. But if he was here, he would have liked that. If he was here.
We are losing a sector.
Oh dear. Oh, big hits from these M1 AT guns, and it's going to be followed up with a snare. That's a huge play with these AT guns. The snare is there, and I think they're actually trying to ground attack for that all-important
it looks like a shot blocker to me, is it? Looks like he's going to get away regardless. still using the abilities and forcing away the other Panzer IV. Got one operational right now. Much like the German army in 1941 when they were trying to advance on Moscow. He's got a third of his panzers currently battle operational. They don't quite understand that, meanwhile, in the Wolf's lair. And they're just saying, oh yeah, go and take half of Russia tomorrow if you can. That'd be great. Yeah. Tanks don't quite work that way, and in this case we've got heavily damaged engines, missing pieces, and we're low on fuel, so oh dear, poor Devon.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
I have to say, given that Nagano just can't seem to get this vehicle out, he's still putting up a pretty good fight. I guess the main focus for him is to get on top of these VPs right now, but the bank of 241 fuel is kind of tragic because he needs to just hang back a little bit, not lose manpower, and you know, get that unit out as quick as possible. That success rate it's just dwindling here.
It's a delicate balance to be had in Company Heroes. Preservation is key, but over-preservation can stagnate your army. If you're having low manpower income per minute, 207 currently for Nagano, it means that you're constantly reinforcing. You don't have enough time to get Shermans out to stay competitive, and you can find yourself in a strategic rut. And yeah, preservation is still the most important thing, but it doesn't always work to your advantage. Sometimes you just have to stay in base with a couple of units. Nice dodge, I saw it too. Stay in base with a couple of units and don't reinforce them, because the manpower is very costly.
I loved watching that, by the way. It's like we're 30 minutes into a lower finals opening game, and DevM is just like casually, you know, making awesome decisions when faced with grenades.
That dodging was
3 areas on the map, microing 3 vehicles. I'm like, it's more than impressive.
Is this the DevM we all got so used to seeing in 2015 and 16, winning those championships? Seems like he's getting really strong. If he can win this series today, best of 5, a long way to go, yes. He will meet Isildur in the grand final. Second time they will have met this tournament.
Yep, that'll be an interesting one, because if it was DevM Isildur, well, DevM did not take a game against Isildur in the previous series between them, so we'd expect to see something pretty big from DevM.
Scrim partners also, but tomorrow it will be a best of 7, and Isildur will have map choice. The only time a player has map choice in this tournament is Isildur. He's the upper bracket champion, and also he won't have to play a best of 5 tonight, so he'll be a bit more well rested, a little bit anyway. Oh, M1s, can they finish the job here? Get out of the way, thing. It killed it. There we go. Great assassination.
So important to get one of those Panzer IVs down, and even with the Veteran C2 armor skirts, you know, finally it's like it's not getting pens from bazookas anymore, but wow, when those M1AT guns flick on the fire armor piercing rounds, it's...
I was just upset because the 100 VPs sign came down at the exact moment, ruined my camera shot. Company Heroes is a cruel mistress. We have our 3rd Panzer IV yet again being built, the 5th one built this game. Right now, Nagano currently has a Death Star, and these tanks are rebel planets, because he could annihilate them. 2 Vet 3 M1AT guns that have been relatively uncountered. DevM's Osttroopen aren't enough to really push them away. DevM's going to have to go for a flank, I feel, especially if he can get railway artillery or something. He needs to get rid of these AT guns, because they will be the thorn in his side.
I have a feeling we might see DevM. I think it's fairly rare, but I think we might see him dive, like try a 3-pronged attack with these Panzer IVs. One in the center, one in the south, one in the north. He's kind of got that setup ready at the moment. Needs to be so careful not to take a snare here, whilst the echelons with the bazooka are there, and the riflemen, they're threatening it. I think that's going to be a dead Panzer IV.
It's very dead. No snare needed. This is that Death Star, mate. I tell you. DevM was Princess Leia in this case, and she wasn't giving him enough information. Nagano, he fired up those lasers, baby, and that tank was obliterated. Don't know if that analogy's working. I know you're a Star Wars fan, Stormus. Is the analogy working?
I am. Absolutely so. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank God for that. Anyway, riflemen are capping the centre. Very important when you've only got 70 victory points, of course. And those M1s fine. The 222 forcing away instantly. Panzer IV. Yes, gets some 3 model kills there. Soldiers forced back to base.
Wow, just these AT guns, they're trying to overshoot the range. They're actually hitting as well, penning the Panzer IV. DevM's just kind of clocked that, but I don't even think where they are right now is safe. You know, it's possible to shoot beyond the range with the right elevation, so gotta be so careful. But DevM, I actually think he's in a weird position right now because his tanks are just losing the effectiveness. But this is a great flank with the Panzer Grenadiers. Could this be the end of the M1s?
He needs it to be. However, he's thrown the nade on the 50 cal. Only gets 1 model kill. Sherman comes into position. However, he has his own AT guns ready. This could have been a trap all along. Needs 1 big overshot in. He's tracking. He wants it. He wants it badly. He gets it. Wombo combo from DevM. How'd you like them apples, Nagano? If you can do it, I can do it too.
Oh, it's a crucial play. Nagano was just caught off guard there. But Nagano is still very resourceful. Rear echelons on the northern side of the map. They're just chasing down this Panzer IV with the bazookas. Very, very resilient there. And now with Veteran C3, going to be able to get an extra squad member to make them even better. But so much relies on these US AT guns right now. It's the only real effective source of anti-tank. There isn't really the vision to spot for them. But so much relies on this unit.
We need something to break this up. With the AT gun meta, the pack wall, as it was formerly known a long time ago, is oppressive. You need artillery, you need indirect fire, you need something to break it up because your tanks will not be able to compete well enough. This is 222 vision as requested in chat. You can see everything DevM can see, and that's a lot right now.
Really good Southern VP placement of the machine gun by DevM. She got 2 squads coming through there. Riflemen are about to break suppression pretty soon. You just see DevM's trying to get as close as possible, just get as much damage as he can. Another grenade, DevM.
Oh, predictive by Nagano. Predictive. He expected DevM to dodge, but DevM dodged the other way. Meanwhile, oh, we've had Oh, he gets... What does he get there? Rear echelons, was it? Oh, machine gun, nice. Okay. And rear echelons almost
50 cal in the center there.
Importantly, by the way, Stormless, he did win this engagement in the north with the MG. He's forsaken the mid, but he won the engagements in the north and south, meaning he can finally take the mid as well. This is going to be a triple cap. It's going to be a triple cap just when Nagano doesn't need it, and he sees the writing on the wall. He saves his endurance, and he throws in the towel.
GG.
1 minute warning, guys. If you've got this stream up on a different tab, get it ready because we're going live very soon. Hello and welcome to another riveting game of Competitive Heroes 2, this time in the World Championships 2020. We're here with a fantastic specimen of a player. It is indeed Dev M.
That's right, A, and on the other side of the court right now, and just casually waltzing up with his Ostrupen is another fine player who, as we see, is Nagano, and you guessed it, wearing his Ostrupen shorts for the event.
I love it when he wears his Ostrupen shorts. Nagano is another fantastic player, and what a great map this is. It's actually a French map. Not too sure about that, but Bayo Assault is as good a court as any. Anyway, that was just almost like keeping things fresh for ourselves, at least. Hopefully you guys survived. 1 minute of classic British sports commentary for you there.
Sad, isn't it, when we have to just like make up these games just to keep ourselves awake in like game. What is this, game 7, game 8 today?
I tell you what, I'm feeling wide awake now. It's just nice to break up the rhythm and you know, make things interesting. 500 victory points each as we start in game 2. Dev M is 1-0 up. He's on his way to the grand finals, or is he? That's just the Russian juggernaut heavyweight player Nagano standing in his way. Bayo Assault, a cracking map for Wehrmacht to play in synergy. Ostrupen pushing forward, gaining ground.
This will be an interesting game. I think actually, you know, Dev M's faction right now, as well as he's playing Ostrupen, you know, his faction right now is USF, and you know, he'll tell you that playing USF is all about mass map control right at the start of the game. It's the crucial thing. There has to be the WC-51, there has to be the Stuart, it has to roll and roll and roll like an avalanche gaining traction down a mountain. And right now, right at the start, you know, Nagano has got to thwart that, and he is. In fact, we're going to see Dev M with 2 territory points in a second. So not a great start for Dev M actually playing as USF.
Great comment in chat by Crazy Marxist, and no, he's not talking about collectivism. He says, it's the lower bracket finals, guys. Of course it's full meta. That's how competitive works. It is true that in no other competitive game in the world would you ever say, oh my god, he's planting the bomb. Are you kidding me? Why? You just wouldn't hear it.
Every game, the same format.
Ostrupen forced away by the 4-man rifles in the south, but it is a good start for Nagano, it must be said, planting sandbags in the centre. Riflemen pushing up in the north, though, 1 territory point at a time, not launching into decap the fuel or anything crazy. Dev M, as Stormless mentions, wants to become an avalanche. And no, not a terrorist from Final Fantasy VII. He wants to,
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
He wants to destroy Midgar, indeed. As we have Ostrupen forced away down there. We have the WC-51. Oh my god, he's gone for the Browning Chem 2. Nice work there. 50 cal mounted and ready.
Perfectly in time with the voice line there.
I just had a new Ostrupen line. There's quite a few of them. Good. It is one WC51, mate. I mean,
I don't
Don't get
remember
too
Ostrupen
excited.
being this cocky. Like, I always remember them having voice lines like Ostrupen reporting and like,
yeah, me
do you know what I
too.
mean? Like, you know what I mean? Now, with this patch, it's like Relic also made them be extra cocky because
Well,
it's
they're
meta.
coming with the meta. Relic counts how many games use a commander, and it has different attitudes for the units. When Ostrupen were barely ever used, they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you can count on me if you want to." Nowadays, they're like Reinhardt from Overwatch, you know.
Right.
Anyway,
But, yeah.
apathy included. Pioneers capping up north. Lieutenants out, which is cool. I wonder how long it takes till he techs the bazooka. Let's watch. Should we? Is this a gamble? Is AE gambling anything here by doing this? He has the munitions. He usually goes for it. The 222's on the field. So I'm going to keep the lieutenants up in the bottom right of your screen, guys. You tell me when he techs bazooka. You tell me. There it is. There it is, everybody. Exactly 5 minutes. Fantastic work.
See, hey, told you.
I'm a savant, mate. I see them like Nostradamus, you know what I mean? It's incredible the way my mind ticks. Whoa, I tell you. Next, he's gonna try and use an 18 by the rifleman. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, Nagano's playing this very well. Tough early game. Actually, Devem right now going for the machine gun. He's just going to have to use this to lock down the territory that he has. And then just try and work the field a little bit. Good news, at least, is that Nagano's forces are spread at the moment, north and south. So I think Devem will do really well here, getting on top of the retreat pass, like you see on top of the Ostrupen there. Trying to hunt for that scout car. And knowing Devem, he'll probably try to jump on top of those cutoffs, going for mass territory denial.
Indeed, trying to deny territories. Packs out for Nagano in anticipation of Devem Stewart, of course. Sandbags semi-planted down here. I didn't actually know that was. Ah, no, he's ready to plant them. You can't actually ghost as much as you could do in the past. Ostrupen, they die where they run as the rear echelon get a kill just before they become suppressed. 200 manpower lost there for Nagano. First squad wipe of the game.
It comes
Let's
at a bad
go.
time. You know, he's just getting the medic bunker up in his base right now, so he hasn't even got the resources to bring on the Ostrupen squad. And that gives Devem a small yet, you know, reasonable window to get that map control back. Pretty sure Nagano's going to go for that extra Ostrupen squad again. There'll be a slight delay in his teching. Not massive, but it'll be good enough.
There we go, 222 in combat in the south, trying to equalize the machine gun situation as the MG42 is pinned and suppressed. Nagano's had his fuel harassed in the north, and it's been continued to be so as the riflemen push in. Pioneers capping under heavy fire.
Check out this Faust in the north. Ostrupen are coming around for it. Scout cars nowhere near.
It's a lovely sound effect, isn't it, the Faust? Sounds like a building, you know, collapsing.
It's
Never
like
ever.
It's like a Catherine wheel.
This never ever Google what a Panzerfaust sounds like. It sounds nothing like that.
Oh, by the way, I think a little bit of a bait taken there. Nagano actually, I think he just spotted that Stewart coming in. Would have been perfectly timed to take the scout car. But he did hit the retreat. A second Faust from that Ostrupen leaves it as bait for the Pak-40 shot.
He's trying to get the Pak-40's haul in, has to get there. Here it is. He's also got line of sight now thanks to the UAV, which is the Stewart. Oh, he's just lost it because he's under duress himself from the Lieutenant's bazooka.
Where is that Stewart going? He's like in the middle of the cops.
He's gone for a respray. This is now GTA Vice City. He's going to come out with a completely different skin. This is the path that should have been used by Nagano earlier, by the way, when there was the S minefield here in game 1. Stuart's side, as I called it. Which is name of the first ever rap album. 1930s Germany. Stuka side, I said Stuart side. Just ignore me. I'm in the Twilight Zone, game 8 territory. Pack 40 hits the WC51 flush in the face.
Yeah. Good response time still. A lot of these vehicles are kind of out after the first Pack 40 hit, which at least tells you that the players are fresh. Weapons rack, just no, sorry, not weapons rack. What came out there was the ambulance. Wow, sorry, I was not expecting the 9-minute ambulance. I'm pretty sure that was
just
the weapons
as you
rack.
throw shade at me for not being fresh, you know.
No,
at least Stuart reverses into the situation. Ostrupen gets that handy pocket rocket out and penetrates him accordingly. Meanwhile, in the centre, MG42 with just a great position. Let's just look at these beautiful hedgerows of Bayo.
By the way, this Stuart's in trouble. The vehicle crew are not veteran C1. They don't have access to the quick engine crit repair, so they had to repair manually, but they're forced away by DevM's rifleman. Crucial timing.
Yes, could have been much worse there. 222 is foraying into the centre. WC51 still alive somehow. Very fortunate he didn't use incendiary rounds on the MG42 in the centre. Stuart's dodged a shot there. Don't quite know how he's managed that.
Where is the machine gun here? It's in the center, so actually DevM is going to be able to just run up with the lieutenant squad and challenge the scout car. DevM now just getting on top of the uncontested resource points in the north.
Yes, he is indeed. As the 222 surveys the center and Nagano brings his battle lines up. DevM's got a good amount of veterancy on his rifleman. He's got veterancy 1 on all of them, meaning that of course he has snares across the board and a bazooka on the lieutenant. So all of these, this light vehicle isn't having an easy time of it. It's just going to focus on the planes instead, it seems.
Yeah, nice call from the Jeep here, and this is DevM's recon at the moment, just to see what and where Nagano is.
How he is.
Weapons rack has now popped. It's confirmed.
Been confirmed. So. Fantastic. Ostrupen shy away from the advancing riflemen. The rear echelon were just bait for them. They get behind the light cover fence and it's mitigated. Riflemen are forced them away in no time. Let's check out the centre where we're trying to get past the suppression we have. So they'll pop out suppression very quickly. Will Nagano spin on them? No, he's got the Panzer Grenadiers following up, and the MG will now protect against the second wave from DevM. Check out the south where the Stuart's been snared again.
Oh, this is actually a really unfortunate position. There's no way out for the Stuart here. If the AT gun comes around, which it's trying to, I actually think the Stuart, terrible situation here for that.
He has to just stand still and try and get a squad wipe, try and get the increased accuracy. But he's got no time for that. Like a fox cornered by dogs. He was hunted down there.
Oh, it's just unfortunate. That's the signal for Nagano to start building his tier 3 back in base. I was just about to say, actually, that we were coming into a really good period of gameplay for DevM, because once you do start popping the bars on the rifleman, you know, against the Ostrupen, you have a pretty decent, you know, a pretty decent advantage there.
Oh, rifleman's gone deep.
Yeah.
Gets a nice 18 aid off, but that's all it's going to be. It should survive the next one. Oh, sorry, there won't be a next one, rather.
The territory is out of contact. Infantry!
Let's have a little quick look at the graphs. I know not everybody likes them, so I'll try and be quick. It's equal KD on the actual graphs itself. Army value-wise, DevM's still in a bit of a lead there. And on points held, you can see that he currently has this 9 territory points to 4.
Yeah, pretty good, solid game so far, and victory points have been even throughout. Nagano's actually done really well from the start of this game, I would say, because he just denied a lot of the the advantages that Devim wanted to get. But this is where Devim is really good now, actually, with these upgraded
Oh, what a
squads.
wipe on retreat there by DevM. Talking about real good. That was an excellent grenade tossed by him into the path of the retreating Ostroupen. Second squad wipe now for him. And it's really starting to show on Nagano's... Well, it isn't. They've got 40 pop cap each somehow, but still, excellent use there. Oh no, is the Stewardson bot? No, it's not out yet.
No, it is actually that low. But yeah, Nagano right now actually hasn't reached for another unit. I think he's just waiting to get a Panzer IV out. Hasn't elected for any other unit here. DevM, you know, actually is really pushed for manpower right now and is lacking AT. If he is met with a Panzer IV, it's going to be difficult for him.
Certainly is. Panzer IV's on its way, as Stormless says it. And DevM needs to get the M1AT guns up, but he's currently reinforcing all of these guys to 28 manpower a pop. And nice bundle nade, what a bundle nade, but DevM somehow dodged it. What is in these guys today? They're playing on a different level. It's almost like the $16,000 at stake or something, you know. Mind you, they want to get 10,000 for first place or 4,500 for second place, so either way, there's a lot of money at stake, Stormless.
Yeah, at this stage, like the winner of this series will go into the grand finals, and top prize, top accolades there to be won.
Nagano, of course, has never won a World Championships. He came very close last year against Lovenest in that great series. And DevM's won 3, but he hasn't won one since 2016, and people are saying he's washed up. So they've both got a lot to play for.
Oh, this is an unfortunate engagement for DevM. Oh, sad he couldn't capitalize on that. Actually, the model with the bazooka threw the grenade, which meant that he didn't land that extra shot.
Oh, what a shot by the MG, though! Finishing the job on the WC-51 as it was trying to get out of there. Oh, DevM with one unit lost that he couldn't kill, and then one unit lost the hard way.
I feel bad for DevM here. You know, he's had to use his fuel to tech captain for the AT gun, and normally he tries to get USF, you know, time the Sherman out at the same time as the Panzer IV. It just shows you how far behind DevM is right now playing as USF, but. Devim has fantastic staying power with this faction and can actually come back even when in a really bad position, so this would be a good one to watch.
I have to say, Bayo Assault is a good map for Wehrmacht, it must be said. I mean, there are all those hedgerows which make it good for flanking US, but there's so much open territories which make it really good for Pack 40s and MG42s.
A capture point is under attack.
Panzer IV eats some big shots there from the new AT gun, already nearly veterancy 1.
You see the difference in the dominance from the Panzer IV as soon as that M1AT gun came on the field. And suddenly it doesn't look so pretty. DevM's trying to stop the fuel supply for Nagano by just hitting really hard in the north, ignoring the triple cap on VPs. He just wants to stop the churning of Panzer IVs coming out of the east.
That is a beautiful game. I mean, all just stop to think that this game was made in 2012, for God's sake, and there's been other RTS games made this year that this Company Heroes 2 just looks superior to. The graphics and the art styles, etc., they're on a different level. It's absolutely awesome. 222 and MG42 repositioning as the riflemen dawn upon them.
The enemy is taking our territory.
It's a really good flank. It just allows him to get control of those much-needed resources. And Devim also, with his echelons there, able to defuse the S-minefield that Nagano's put down. Haven't seen Nagano lay many mines in this series today. But,
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, DevM has been able to push back the map control using just the AT gun was all he needed. Storm. It's amazing, isn't it, at this top level, how one unit can unlock so much territorial control, and it is indeed thanks to this little shooty boy on wheels.
yeah, I think, you know, when you play mechanized and you do kind of gamble a little bit to have that good early game, because if you don't, that forces you, you know, to actually go for that AT gun from Captain Tech. And that is going to stunt you. That's going to buy your opponent some time. Echelons, by the way, the Minesweeper go down
Oh no. Oh
on
yes.
munitions
there
in
they
the
are.
north.
Good call that, Storm. So I just about caught the XP kicker, which means it was a very good stall. We should play some CS:GO sometime. You know, it's actually a very
The
good
soul of the Echelon merged into a 28 XP.
Interesting conversation in chat. I wouldn't usually professionally call this out, but somebody said, oh, every time, it was actually God International, former top 50 player, I get the urge to play every time I watch, then after one game I swear never to play again. Talking about the frustrations, and then somebody said, just play AI. To which a lot of people have said, no, AI just isn't good enough. And I say that to everybody. The vast majority of this player base is actually casual AI or campaign players. But there's no better thrill than playing competitive Company of Heroes. It is just such an adrenaline rush. Yes, it's a huge steep learning curve, but there's a reason, for example, DevM has been playing since 2007. That's 13 years of co-playing now. And it's not just the money from tournaments. It's the thrill of victory and the bitter loss of defeat. It's everything. It's a fantastic competitive title.
Yeah, it is. It's making that leap has a lot of rewards, for sure. And it's still this game, like, you know, the competitive, like, top level player base is still very open to new players. We still have new players coming in even in this tournament who have made names for themselves. Isildur is one of them. He's in the grand finals. He's fairly recent as a kind of top level 1v1 player, so plenty going on. Just to catch up, by the way, Nagano back in his base, Battle Phase 3. He's already built the Tier 4 structure, and that means, of course, his Ostrupin have now started to be upgraded with the LMGs, so a bit more of an effective infantry fighting force for him here. But DevM managed to get that major tier. He's got the 76mm Sherman on the field, and this is a potent unit right now.
Oh, very potent. Panzer Grenadiers need to be careful, because this Sherman apparently can't shoot for toffee. I don't know what that was. Lieutenant's now in jeopardy. Panzer Grenadiers are holding firm. Bundle nade perhaps? No, didn't. Yes, they did. Max range there. Did they get it? Oh, the heavy cover wall there saved their lives. And also the Sherman shot it as well. Just the advantage of cover littering the map.
Nagano's going aggressive with his Panzer IV. The M1AT gun is actually very much out of position there, and this Sherman is being incredibly ineffective. Panzer Grenadiers in the green cover. Oh, wow. Panzer IV just literally fronted that AT gun and wiped the crew.
It did. Panzer Grenadiers lucky to survive though. He's now looking to destroy it. He needs one more shot. Riflemen are here though, and they recapture the AT gun, do they? So close. He was kind of baiting him in there, perhaps. Indeed, DevM could have been baiting Nagano, tempting him to try and come for the object. But no, indeed, he does just take the weapon in the end. And this just is a map full of red right now. This is how some presidential candidates may have wanted it to look, but unfortunately... and there you go.
Cut.
That was quite a vanilla reference, I felt. We were, of course, all poring over those blue versus red state maps only a few weeks ago, regardless of your political leanings in life. Major goes north and captures the victory point. We've got another anti-tank gun for Nagano. Straight into prior. That was very quick prioritized vehicle mode to Stormus. I'm impressed. It's the small things. Hashtag.
I know this is a bit random. If you zoom in on the Major right now, does it remind you of Love Nest?
The actual Major himself?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like it's got the facial recognition of Love Nest.
That's what Relic did. They took a young Stefan and they modelled the Major's face after him. Not a bad person. Oh, Ostrupin about to die, perhaps. Browning automatics, ripping them apart. North side, Panzer Grenadiers in a similar situation, but it's a very delayed grenade. That's confetti. Just a party popper to show him
territory.
Here comes the
Time looks like.
Panzerwerfer, by the way, for Nagano. The 76mm Sherman took a snare.
There's a Talamine indeed, and the Pak 40's there, ready. Could finish the job now. Max range, perhaps. Is he loaded? He must fire here, surely. Doesn't fancy it. Knows he's out of range, perhaps. I've seen stranger things happen in KO2, though, than that shot hit. Panzerwerfer's on the field. Here he is. The shells fly high in the sky. They're looking for the Stuart's repairing crew. He heard it, but he was just off target. That's the disadvantage of using echolocation in the fog of war. Sometimes you're wrong.
A little bit delayed. Nothing too serious. There's a snare here. I don't think that's going to get engine damage. Too much health. And the Panzer IV there. Not sure what he was expecting out of that, with the infantry squad already being Vet 3. He's not even going to pick up his little veterancy boost from snaring there. But this is risky with the M1, because the M1's low health at the moment. Yep, he's going to continue to take those pot shots.
Lieutenant marauding there, finally forced away. Panzer Grenadiers did have a bundle nade ready should they want it, but they were too busy focusing down the M18 Eagle. This could be a big win for Nagano. Is he going to be a madman and crew? No, he's going to bundle nade the weapon. He's going to destroy it, surely. That'd be a great idea from him. Or just try and kill the rifleman on retreat. Maybe a 2-for-1. Do something, Nagano. You had spoil for choice there. Okay, fair enough. The Pak 40 will do. Don't do what A suggests if you want to be good at this game. That's probably a good mantra in life.
It's a tough situation. Felt like he had a couple of options available. So there could have been pop Sherman smoke. But you can see DevM is kind of falling behind a little bit here. Is
Look
he
at that
saving
capping.
for another vehicle?
Look at that capping. He's capping 4 territory points in unison right now. Nagano's entered a really good passage of play in this game. It's been textbook from him.
Oh, this is sad, actually. Hard to watch when these two squads...
Oh, he's just pushed off the repairing crew members of the Sherman. He's killed the Major with a 2-2-2. He's gone in. The Pioneer are coming to capture it. It's grand larceny on Bayo Assault. He has the Sherman. 4 million US hands. He has it now in red. He kills his own 2-2-2 with a friendly fire, it seems. No, I'm not sure about that, but anyway. What an assault. And now the Panzerwerfer on retreat. The riflemen through hellfire try and make it back to base. But the bigger picture here is indeed the M4C Sherman.
Oh, he's going to be so upset with that. And that's risky. Really, really risky getting out of the tank there.
Oh. Yeah, it was a really aggressive repair. He could have gotten to base. He was trying to make a time saving. It's almost when you're rushing to get out of the house, you're late for work, you put your trousers on as you're running down the stairs, you get to work, and you find out there were no trousers. In this case, DevM tried to make a time saving. He didn't even... And he's dropped from the game! He's dropped from the game, he's been killed, he's surrendered, he's tapped out. He saw enough, Stormus, and can you blame him?
No, not at all. It's still a very well played game. It shows you can just, make a couple of very small mistakes. I say very small, that was not one of them. But there you go. GG nevertheless. Well played.
GG. And I'll leave you on that Sherman, everybody. Hello and welcome to 1998 AOL Stormless.
Is my modem plugged in?
Don't know what's happening with Discord today, chaps, but and possible chapettes, but it is indeed a lockdown, so I think it's being throttled a little bit.
This is to celebrate the 64-bit version of KO2 that's coming out, and this is a taste of what we've been like now. And when I go into high res, that's going to be symbolic of the change.
No, you're celebrating 64 bits with 64 pixels. Oh,
Do you want me
gosh.
to restart, or is it?
No, no. Well, we will do on the break. Yes, we will do on the break, indeed, guys, and we will need a break as usual because we are in the that was our 8th game today. Big shout out to the referees. Big shout out to Sega for funding this tournament, for Relic to making Company Heroes 2, to all you fans, but also to me and Stormless for casting loads. So there's all. Got all the other guys out the way. See that? I'm so cynically nihilistic and egotistic.
Can I make a shout out, by the way, to the referees, because there are people right now who are game watching, like player watching, and they've done a really good job, and they're organizing stuff in the background to make sure everything runs smoothly, yeah, very very rare that they get that mention, but referees, thank you so much. This is a long day for them as well, and they have to actually continually focus on watching player cam,
Oh yeah.
to make sure that there's no foul play. So yeah, massive thanks to refs.
And on that note, let's have a 5-minute break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. That's 5 minutes time. See ya. Hello there and welcome. Here in the west we have the windmill of Mill Road. We also have another Mill Road windmill in the east of Mill Road. This indeed is a road made of mills. We also have some players playing Company of Heroes 2 or something. Stormless will fill you in on that, I'm not too sure.
Ready to deploy.
Sorry, is your game actually running? Because mine says playback over.
Waiting for orders.
Really?
Yep.
How is that possible?
Like, mine actually says playback over.
MG42 team is ready for action.
Okay. Interesting. How do you want to play this? You want me to restart and come and get you?
Is that okay? Can we still...
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that. I'd rather be in
Let's
observer mode.
do- And here we are. We've got the bullets loaded. We're ready for the game to start. And here it is. No technical difficulties permitting. None at all. Company of Heroes has never had any. We've got the Mill Road... Millwall. Sorry, it's a windmill. On Mill Road. From Millwall in London. On the west side. We've got a broken windmill on the east side. This is indeed Mill Road, and it's a fantastic map, because I tell you what, Stormers, you're going to see some very aggressive play on this particular map.
Steady up, fella. You got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
Yes, you are. I'm just going to watch the stream, by the way.
Have you had to play back over again?
It's not working for me. Yeah.
Oh!
No
F
worries,
in
I'll
chat
watch.
for Stormless, everybody. F in chat.
Yep.
He's had a technical malfunction. Stormless.x has stopped working. He can't load this map for whatever reason. Well, hopefully they get that ironed out. You know, maybe there's been a version update on that map. Maybe there has, Stormless. Maybe we'll get you in there. But now you're going to be left with my camera work as you watch through Twitch. And I am going to look at this horse, Stormless. What do you think about that?
Oh, this is actually one of the things I was talking about earlier.
Oh,
So many new like placeholders on the maps that you don't normally see, and this is one. I also like on the right hand side. You've just got this like bonfire on the right hand side of the map.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. It's a tank blown up, of course. You've got the lovely lamp lights. You've got the bridge, which Elpern, our famous Swedish player, once hid a Katusha rocket launcher underneath. And yes, we're a great community. We're out in numbers today, of course. Probably 1,500 viewers, something like that in chat. Watching two of the greatest ever players, Nagano versus Devem, in a best of 5 series to decide who joins Isildur in the grand final. They're 1 up each. And Stormless has left the match, it says there. That's sad. They're 1 apiece. And it's now effectively a best of 3. This is that big aggressive cutoff we were talking about earlier. There's 1 on each side. And that means that Nagano's got to act fast and stop it happening. Lest the MG will push up with the Pioneer giving vision and thwart him further.
It's actually fairly predictable for DevM to rush those kind of huge decap points right at the start of the game, so Nagano could be a bit more keenly aware of that fact and, and actually make sure he has things in place immediately, because DevM, of course, has now got the MG42 in a great position to deny Matt's resources at the start.
But look at this flank there, Storm's Rifleman coming into the picture. MG do a quick flip reverse. Do they get the salvo off? No, they don't. Rifleman circumvent them.
That's a good flank. That's what we want to see.
It is what we're seeing right now. WC51 with the pintle mountain toe forcing away everything. Ostrupen from behind the light cover there.
Now fully equipped with entrenching tools.
Nognick's in chat with some great comments today. He says, DevM won the series, but Asiament won our hearts. And indeed, that is true. He played some excellent games today. He had the best game, one of the best games of the tournament. It's certainly the comeback of the tournament earlier on. So check that out on YouTube later.
I love how easy it is to win the community's hearts just by not playing Ostrupen or USF Mechanized.
Yeah. WC51 capping. You know, when we did that intro, the fire sale, WC51s, we actually forgot to mention it could also cap earlier.
Yeah.
We said all 8 of its abilities. We even missed one. Look at the flame pyrotechnics incoming here too. It's beautiful. Rifleman forced away. Lieutenant's been assigned to field ops. No more desk duty for him. As there we can see an Ostrupen headshotted as they go past the paratrooper's canopy.
I think this will be a tough game for DevM because there's a lot of flanking routes on Mill Road, and it's, you know, Nagano's been really good actually. You know, when we were watching him on the previous map on Bioassault, then you know you just see that he can pick those lines very well. He's playing on all areas of the map, and DevM was as well. But Nagano, especially in that last game, just came out very much on top. It looks like Nagano has more energy.
You think so far? He certainly looks like he's doing well. He's very much a beast of stamina. I always remember the day he won a 2 vs 2 tournament and a 1 vs 1 tournament in the same day. It was a Co 2 2 vs 2 and a Co 1 1v1, and he literally won them in the same day. It was incredible stuff. So he's no stranger to endurance. Rifleman tracking the Ostrupen, so is the 222 tracking them. Get some good shots off there. Lieutenant's probably not close behind. Yeah, no, he's actually attacking in the east, it seems. MG42 seeks refuge behind the heavy cover.
These early infantry engagements are really important because if you have low health riflemen, you just can't be staying against a scout car like that for too long. It's just an utter waste of like 50 odd manpower. You know, they have to be a lot more conservative with that before you get healing up. And actually, look at the health on the rifleman right now. This is really unfortunate for Nagano. He's just going to drop models instantly, whether it be against Ostrupen or the scout car. So ambulance is really needed here, but actually he's going to try to rush the Stuart before getting the ambulance up.
Yeah, but it's nice timing from Nagano. He's had good fuel presence and also a lot of standard territory points. Telemine was spotted by the rear echelons there. 222 finds the rear armor somehow, the WC51. And I think the Stuart's a good timing because there's no Pak 40 quite yet. It's going to be a reactive Pak 40 rather than a proactive one.
This is weird from DevM, by the way. I mean, even laying the telemine where it is, you have recon flying above you from the marked target on the WC51, so there's no way that Nagano is going to miss that telemine being planted.
Look at the sight lines there as well. I was trying to capture, of course, the spotting. It is a relatively smaller window from a spotting play for the marked target, but it does work. Stewart's on the field, of course. No camouflage. Just rolling on those treads straight from the factory. No time to paint it. Desperate wartime situation for Nagano. Wanting his piece of the pie to be a lot bigger. Right now he's guaranteed $2,000. But he doesn't want $2,000. To quote Chris Tarrant of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire fame, we don't want to give you that. We could give him a check for $4,500. But just likewise, he has all 3 lifelines still remaining to him. And he wants to go away with little pinky in your mouth, everybody, for Dr. Evil fans. $10,000. That is what's on stake in this World Championship tournament. And Nagano wants every piece of that pie. The crust, the base, the top, and the topping, and the fillings as well.
Yeah, it's huge money for this scene, really. You know, and actually, what it does is it just promotes players. Even the best of players have to kind of like sit down and study and practice and everything. I think that's really cool. We've definitely seen, you know, I think some of the most attention to detail with strategies for a long, long time, just because of that money. But huge, huge money.
Game this has been so far. What a match series this has been, rather, as we are seeing that both players are posturing for position at the moment. Nagano seems pegged back for the time being. Was that a cheeky use of step on it? Yes, it was. He's just zooming around the map like Mario Kart with a mushroom. Wants to get to where he needs to go to. Pioneer blocked on retreat by the rifleman in the WC-51.
Trying to block it with the vehicle. No, he's going for the cap.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Telemine, I think, has been revealed there. Yes, yeah, it's still there. So actually, he's double down confirmation of where that telemine was placed.
Oh, nice shot by the Pack 40. 2-2-2 thinks about pushing in. Meanwhile, here come the cavalry riflemen. They've got their Thompson submachine guns. They're gunning for multiple squads and crew weapons here. 2-2-2 reverses to save them as they reposition. The cavalry riflemen have bad intentions.
The overall game is very strange. DevM is totally in the south side of this map right now. You know, so all of his support weapons were over there, but there's no contest at all in the north. The map is not equally divided. It's taking a lot of models on the retreat path.
Check out the base sector. Just as expected, nothing revolutionary there. Back in base, we do have, of course, the ambulance.
As expected, nothing.
Yeah, well, it's just the light mechanized and the healing bunker. You know, we're not denying that the meta is a little bit stale in Company Heroes at the moment, even if it is a huge hype tournament with some of the best games we've ever seen. That is the elephant in the room, and this elephant is painted bright orange. And it's jumping up and down. But indeed, it is a fantastic game to behold still, but the strategic variety is awesome. And if you missed the announcement at 5 PM GMT today, we will be repeating it tomorrow. But I will quickly just say there will be a balance patch in the first part of next year, which is already being worked on, which will address balance issues and, of course, add new elements and new ways of thinking for the core army. Oh, what a shot by the Stewart! Just when we thought this game was Resident Sleeper, it becomes very much PogChamp City with a fantastic shot through the trees there by the Stewart. Ostrup, however, do get a Panzerfaust off, damage the engine of said vehicle. However, it will survive.
Oh, looking at that and thinking, is that worth chasing? Such low health. But Nagano is really deep into enemy territory, and that's really important, constantly just drawing the focus of DevM away from the big clump of units that Nagano is bringing in from the south towards the center. It's a good map strategy, and like I say, I feel like Nagano just has way more energy at the moment. He's all over the field. He's you know, winning engagements everywhere.
WC51's now up to... Oh, but there we go. The MG42 is getting some good shots in. It's not got Veteran C1 quite yet, but WC51 shies away regardless. Meanwhile, neutralization of the cutoff is now. Nice nade there. What a nade! That was ridiculous. That was slaughter. That was a nuclear pineapple by Nagano. The holy hand grenade of Antioch is present. And we have the writhing bodies of the German army before us as a result.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Oh, that was painful. That was really painful to watch. And not characteristic of DevM at all, you know. I missed that. We've seen him dodging grenades so effectively in games 1 and 2. But, I mean, let's remember as well, I mean, like, the last game ended with an early GG due to losing his Sherman, having it recaptured by Nagano is demoralizing.
We have a new scout car.
Nice shots here with the Pack 40.
Enemy has broken our supply lines.
For those that don't know, the Holy Hand Grenade, it's a reference to Monty Python's The Holy Grail. You're probably too young to know that, GB the Lieutenant.
We are losing a
Oh,
sector.
that's so sad. The AT gun missing that shot in the elevation.
It is, but Faust's incoming. There you go, 2 of them utilised to great effect. 222 circumventing the 50 cal, which does indeed pop armor-piercing rounds, but to what avail?
We're losing a capture point.
Still good from Nagano though, just constantly applying extra pressure with marked target there. Nagano's going to be getting that recon again from the plane that comes in off of marked target.
Okay, you did get the reference. Fair enough. We'll give you a pass. Back to our regularly scheduled viewing as the MG42 repositions, having been smoked out by the rear echelons there. Meanwhile, we've got riflemen threatening the Panzer Grenadiers, who are drawing upon every well of resistance they can muster. Meanwhile, Pack and MG watch on as the Osttroopen are pushed away. Good game so far.
It was a very good game, and it's going to be interesting to watch DevM kind of like work the comeback mechanics from this. VPs are still neck and neck at this point, so you know it's only a resource game, but you know both players have teching, they have tools available to them to last it. So really, we're just hoping to get DevM just to get a lead in at some point. And we've seen it happen. You know, it's down to great grenades, great mines. You know, just those little plays that pick up the occasional squad can change everything.
Oh, he was suppressed there, but it pushed him out of the line as well. Rifleman could not get the neutralization, but Nagano is well in control of this game. DevM suffered casualties which put him on the back foot. And he's been missing ever since.
It's a real encirclement here. Nagano has just like got pressure everywhere. But I actually think these Panzer Grenadiers are going to do really well, as they actually are scaling up Veteran C already. Going to be a really important unit, especially against cavalry riflemen.
Cavalry rifleman. Oh, that's an unfortunate. DevM's a little bit tired now. Oh dear, oh dear. Cavalry rifleman eviscerating his Veteran C2. They gain the weapon. And DevM, just like he lost that Sherman in the previous game, he may be forced to tap out in this one as well, especially if he gets tilted due to his mistakes, which would put Nagano on the cusp of victory and on #1 seed in this tournament. That's right, the Master League rankings have given Nagano #1 seed, maybe entering the grand final. Nice bit of major artillery coming down, but the cavalry riflemen look likely to die. DevM, is he out? No, he's not. He's not if he has anything to say about it. Will he survive this artillery onslaught? He will indeed. Nice pickup for him.
That's a nice pickup, but really, is it going to be enough? There is no tier 3 up for DevM at the moment, and maybe we can just check the deck if he's got to battle phase 2 yet. But for Nagano, Major's already on the field. We have the resources for a tank. Obviously, I'm on a bit of a delay to you, but I'm suspecting it's going to be a 76mm Sherman out in the next minute.
WC51, by the way, just got the vehicle kill on the 222. As the riflemen push in, they do have grenades. Devon, what's happening, Sunshine? Oh dear. That's 4 MGs now, unless he can do something about this one with the Sturmgewehrs. Yes, he can, and the flamethrower.
Brutal.
Grenade to no avail in the west there. Austrian escape. Oh, what was that there? I've just had the WC-51 go down this time. So was it to the pack?
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Might have been a Telemine.
No.
It could have been. It's got no kills on it.
Yeah, it could be a Telemine then.
It was a Telemine indeed. There's no other explanation for that. No kills on anything else. So Telemine on the southern victory point there, killing the WC-51. Flamethrower for the Pioneers on the lieutenant there with the MG42 pushed up also. Panzer Grenadiers flanking. Rear echelons in peril.
50 cal did not want to track the squad there. No suppression given. This is lovely, just hiding away there in a little section of the trees, and now he's able to flank that 50 cal flamethrower. Devem has actually managed to get his tier 3 up, stalled a little bit for time, bringing out a Panzer 4, which is credit to him. You know, this is hard. This is a hard game for him right now, and it's going to be interesting to see how he can play this.
What? That grenade? He put it in the center of the triangle. The Panzer Grenadiers are really spread, and that was equidistant between all of them, so no damage given. But we do now have tanks, and they're going to deal some damage. Panzer IV is going to be out very soon. We'll destroy Rosemary's Garden, by the way, so we're going to be all hype and chat for that. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Ostroupen, fortunate to survive. Here comes... Oh, it's already been destroyed. What vehicle have we had already? 222. My bad. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's already been destroyed. Panzer IV does have dazzlingly flash camo.
The peacock of the austere.
That's beautiful. Can't fire though. Hit, it seems. Maybe on the follow-up. No, out of range. Not the best start for the Panzerwehr. Ostroupen north side apparently waiting orders against the massive ordnance coming at them. This pistol. He's not even firing the pistol. Doesn't want it. He's just watching his friend. No, the Major's dead actually. How's that still a Major? If the Major's dead, is it still a Major? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? You know, it's
responsibility falls to the assistant major.
Oh, should have known. Bridge saves the rifleman. 76mm Sherman. Not having great effect at the moment. Ah, Elperm with a good comment in chat. If the Major is dead, then it's a minor. Okay. Fair enough.
A minor.
Oh.
Should get the guitars out.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Ostroupen versus Lieutenants in the north with a second Sherman. Nagano's had excellent fuel control this game. Coming on its way, so, and DevM knows it. He's got a second pack on the way. Victory point wise, Stormers, this game has legs and it knows how to use them. 371 VPs, play 210.
I still do think that DevM can win this from a perspective of he can get back on the map. He's got the VPs enough to recover, but actually, you know, like there's been a lot of, I don't know if they call them errors in this game, but he's suffered a lot of misfortunate events, and that's the tough thing, is actually coming back from that. That is difficult. He's not in a favourable map position. He is behind on resources, and he's just got to play out of his skin now. Hope for those wipes on enemy units. You know, keep that map control. It's a lot to ask of the player.
Oh, bundle laid through the silo there. Did the riflemen see it? Barely. They're just still alive, almost. However, Panzer IV goes to try and finish the job. That was an excellently disguised grenade through the silo by DevM. trying to stay in this game. He's got no victory points captured at the moment. 2 Sherman stand in his way. Pack 40 blazing, but the Panzer IV's vulnerable and is taken out of commission. Oh dear, and the squad dies! The garrison crumbles around him. Oh dear, Devem. It's not going well for you this game, and that's for certain. And indeed, he drops from it. He surrenders and capitulates. Nagorno is now 2-1 up in this series. Okay, then there we go. That was a good game 3 from Nagorno. He's now leading in the series, and Devem is in last chance saloon. He has his last life available to him. And we are going to be heading to game 4. It's now 9 p.m. as I live and breathe in the UK. We've been streaming for a very long time, 7 hours now.
It's been a long day. And it has the potential to go even longer. But yeah, it's thanks, by the way. There's still like a super chunk of people who are still with us the whole way through this cast. I've seen the same people in chat commenting, contributing, and that's pretty awesome. We hope you're enjoying the tournaments and the series as much as we are. I'm just in the process of trying to get this map sorted because
that's all right. You concentrate on that. I'll give some shout outs to everybody in chat. You're all wonderful people. 1,300 odd of you. We will be entering game 4 very shortly. We're just waiting for it to start, and we are now going to have, that's right, a break. Let's see if I can actually stick to a timer this time for the first time in a long time. But you all are there in chat, and there will be some big shout-outs tomorrow, big announcements tomorrow regarding community tournaments, basically revolving the Master League and possibly something else as well. I'm going to shout them out at 5 p.m., maybe a little bit later, BST tomorrow, so make sure you're around. But the big announcements today from Relic were probably much more exciting for the majority of you, and that is that there's going to be a balance patch towards the start of next year or around that period, focusing on the core armies and big balance issues. So, yeah, be excited, etc. Let's get eyes on this next game, Stormus. I'll tell you how much break we've got. We've got 6 minutes of break. Game starts in 6 minutes' time. A BST, indeed, Nognix. I'm still in the summertime, it seems. Thanks for pointing that out. We'll be back in 6 minutes' time, guys. Thank you, and bye-bye. Guys, just to let you know, the announcements earlier, for those asking, there will be a balance patch in the early part of next year. We're just waiting for the mill road to arrive. It is imminently, and then we'll be straight in. Give us a few seconds, thank you. Here we are in the World Series of Company of Heroes. You've got your comeback kid, DevM, hot on the pedal, looking for the medal. This guy is playing as United States Forces with so many vehicles available to him. He needs a hot kitty looking for some action, and we've got Nagano in the north. What do we see there? My casting buddy, Stormless.
Well, as will be no surprise to anyone, it is Nagano playing as the Ostrupen Doctrine, DevM playing as Mechanized Company for USF. DevM's going to have to play a big game here, and he's going to have to put out a really, really strong performance to turn this series around. The last game was a lot of bad RNG, a lot of, it wasn't a good game for DevM, let's just say that.
It was not. He had a bad one. This time he's got the WC5-1. It's his turn to play the Mechanized. And Nagano's asked his daddy when I can use Ostrupen, and he's been able to use them now. It's his turn to play with the toy. WC5-1 circumvents the MG42. Rifleman disembark. M1 Garan's blazing. WC5-1 goes to block the unit. Trying to get some shots in. Here they are. Great play by DevM thus far, looking for that famous DevM aggression in the early game.
Yep, the early game here has to be super aggressive from DevM. He's got to capitalize on everything, get on top of those resources, make sure that his light vehicles are the ones that come out first, that he has the territory to lay traps, create plays. It's looking good so far.
Indeed. Pioneers talking about laying traps. They're currently setting up sandbags just to give themselves, it's not even a trap. But anyway, they're just setting up behind the victory point right now. WC5-1 watching on. We've had a... Oh my god, look at that poll in chat, everybody. We had a poll involving everybody in chat. Who do you want to win? 50% of the poll said DevM, and 50% of the poll said N. Ogano. I had to put a space because Twitch thinks it's a racial slur. It is indeed just this Russian player's username.
We are losing a sector.
Silly Twitch. Ostrupen cap the victory point. Stormless, Nagano's literally being a victory point orientated player right now. He's going for them.
Yeah, I mean, the VPs here have been so crucial in every single game, and Nagano just never pays attention at the start, so it's good to see him doing that now. You know, it's just so important. But also Nagano also playing that same level of aggression we saw from DevM in the first game, just diving deep onto the strategic decaps, denying all of that fuel, denying the early game resources that DevM so desperately needs to stay in this. And it's a tough game for DevM because Nagano, of course, only Nagano only needs to win this to get into the grand finals. DevM has to win 2 games, so a bit more pressure on DevM here.
WC5-1 goes to just have a little foray there, keeping the MG42 guessing. Pushing it around. He's lost his cutoff temporarily, yes, but he battled back to keep it. It has only neutralized. Meanwhile, in the north, rear echelon cap the victory point up there. And this MG is now fully operational. The Ostrupen pushing forward to give it good lines of vision.
So just tier 2 coming up in the base now, and talked a lot about timings today, and I don't think anybody's had the 222 timing faster than Isildur. That's one of the reasons why he's in the grand finals already, because he is just mechanical and very, very, very on the mark when it comes to these timings.
To quote the Command and Conquer soundtrack from 1995, he is a mechanical man. And 4.5 minutes is the time to beat. Stormless has a Top Gear style leaderboard of timings. He's the star in the reasonably priced car, it seems. As the 222 is nigh. That's on its way.
That has been one of the few pleasures of seeing the commanders in repetition the way we have in this tournament, because you know, we have so many people playing the same build, and then it really shows like who has got this build nailed down the best, you know, who is really pushing the boundaries of this. You know.
Silver linings, I like it.
Silver linings, yeah. But it's brought up some interesting observations. I mean, when we looked at the Ostrupen Doctrine, and have you seen anybody play the artillery field officer with Ostrupen? Why is this not a more popular unit right now?
Ah, he's not very good. That'll be why.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. Sorry for being cynical, guys. You can appreciate this is now our 9th, or maybe even 10th cast of the day. Almost trapped on a ship together, marooned at sea. Oh, the rum has run out. We've eaten the maggoty bread.
Where's all the rum gone?
Where's it gone, Stormrush? And we ate the cabin boy, but we don't talk about that. Oh, Neville.
Actually, I don't know about you. My PC's been on for a long time now. I'm actually like, where's all the RAM gone? Because you know, my PC right now is not keeping up with this.
Can we tell everybody in chat that the reason we were a little minute late is you had the longest loading bar of all time? Was it like 1 bullet per 20 seconds or something?
I don't know. All I know is that my game is still struggling to provide a decent frame rate, and you sound like a robot. And, but I'm dealing with it.
This man is a hero of the casting realm. Stormless is a knight. He is a Sir Stormless from this point onwards. Casting many a tournament all the way back since 2015. And now the World Championships has melted his computer. Bundle laid on retreat, Rifleman! Oh, it's mid-time barely, but the Sturmgewehrs are finishing the job. Good win for Nagano there. This guy's 2-1 up in the series, don't forget. He's 1 game away from getting to the grand finals. And DevM is 1 game away from hitting the showers. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, you really don't want to be losing squads like that. It's also happening in the south again. As that was actually a well-timed retreat on these riflemen. They are just losing because of the Panzer Grenadiers. That's brutal.
Talking about time, it's time to die for these riflemen. Nagano's headed to the grand final, Stormless. We were bunkering down, we were making jokes, we were having a laugh, thinking this game was going to be another 50 minutes game. But Nagano has other ideas, and DevM's units are evaporating before our eyes. Stuart, however, goes in.
Play to push with the 2-2-2 there. I think he avoids most of that bazooka shot. Panzer Grenadiers, by the way, doing like just so much work here on the south. Clever navigation around the buildings, around the line of sight blockers. Just, you know, the grenade on the retreat path, phenomenal, epic timing. But DevM has some tricks up his sleeve still. And, we do have the cavalry riflemen getting back on the field. They should be able to contest.
Pins the said Panzer Grenadiers. WC51 still operational, as is the Stuart. DevM now has the Pack 40 though, which really needs to be a strong unit for him. And don't forget, by the way, Nagano, my bad, is a hell of an army, but DevM, with those 2 losses now, is looking a little bit worse for wear. Really needs these cavalry riflemen to be a big unit for him, Stormless. They're fresh on the field. He needs them to go behind these tree lines and make some real big.
Yeah, I actually think that he'll still be okay through this. I'm expecting there's another...
Oh, and centering rounds! Stuart lucky to survive there. Sturmgewehrs in the house, rifleman forced away. DevM is not going anywhere, Dan. He might have had 2 squad losses in the early game. But that doesn't mean anything to him. He's going to fight till his last drop of blood and breath of air.
No, it's actually still okay. I think if he invests in another machine gun and actually just decides to lock down a part of the map effectively, like, you know, he'll be able to get back on track. But, you know, being USF, you have to play aggressively. You just can't let Austere sit in defensive positions like they are doing currently and hold the map. So it's an interesting position that DevM finds himself in. No one wants to be in this position when you have to win this game to stay in the tournament. But DevM, I think actually, you know, he's come back from worse.
He has. We've seen some incredible games over the years. 2-2-2. Just tickling the WC51, and the Stuart does the same to the scout car. Pack 40 knows nothing about tickles. He brings a mallet to the tickle party, quite frankly. No pillows for him, or feathers, or anything like that. Just smash. North side. Cavalry riflemen aren't great against scout cars, but they do have, of course, the satchel charge. It's all about gaining distance, so they need to get the element of surprise. Machine gun may set up in time to fire one shot here. There it is.
I don't know if you spotted this already, by the way. The telemine, it's in the common position for this series, just on the right-hand side, north of the VP, left of the house. And that's about to get scouted by DevM. This is a really good spot. DevM, good game sense here. He's relying so hard on these light vehicles. Of course, he has to make sure that he does not fall foul of a telemine. And there's the reward for that scouting, though. He isn't going to go and defuse it, because he just needs that bulk manpower to force the Osttrooper away.
And he does so in bulk and on force as well. MG42 versus Stuart. We know who wins that one unless he has veterancy. Pat 40, however, is going to think about joining the fray. And DevM is just, he's had a spike of adrenaline storm. As you know, his life flashed before his eyes. $10,000 flashed before said eyes. And he's come out swinging. He may have had 2 early losses this game, but he's not going anywhere. WC51 wants this 2-2-2.
Yeah, interesting engagement, actually. It's going to take a bit more to get that scout car. I think DevM's going to have to get out of there pretty fast.
Rifleman forcing away the Osttrooper there past the guard tower.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
It's actually looking more promising despite the start of the game. The aggression is still being very good, and DevM actually even feeling confident enough to flank. He's going to flank that MG in the center. But no defusing, by the way, of that telemine. It's still revealed openly on the map right now as the echelons retreated past it. But look at this, cavalry rifleman, really, really good flanking there of the support weapons. There's a second MG42 though to suppress.
Southside Stuart versus Panzer Grenadiers. Nice big first shot here. There you go. One fatality to the name. Nagano repositions, however. It must mean the pack is near, surely. Or is he faking it? No, indeed. The cavalry riflemen were forced away, but he's not able to get it in the picture. Stuart's backing out of there. And Panzer Grenadiers only have the one fatality. Meanwhile, in the north, MG42 setting up riflemen to take the standard territory point and munitions cut off.
Rocket artillery is now available. The enemy is taking our territory.
It's actually pretty good for DevM at the moment. He's just getting everything in the right place. 222 is going to be met with the bazooka on the lieutenant in the north, and light vehicles are controlling the south reasonably well. 80 gun for Nagano is just back in the base, so this is a time for light vehicles to shine.
There you go, there's that Mort target again, constantly circling in the skies above. MG42's battling its MG equivalent, but the 222 pushes that engagement in Axis favour. Rear echelons and riflemen force away the Osttrooper back to base. And here comes Nagano's army. But DevM, I tell you, full credit to him, because not both of those squad wipes in the early game were down to pure skill from Nagano. It was a little bit of bad luck for DevM, and he's done really well to steady the ship and to stop it sinking.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Yeah, I'd go as far as saying he's done really well. He's actually not still in the point where I think he's in a safe position. Nagano, of course, just starting to build tier 3 in his base. DevM does have resources, though. Major tier is up at the moment. That's in the build. And he's going to be very soon on fuel to get the Sherman. So it's not a bad game. He's managing to restore this somehow, but he cannot lose anything at this point. It's fragile.
It is fragile. We just saw under the bridge on Mill Road. We actually saw a unit retreat through the bridge hole, so well done, Ricky Rifle, and all community members assisting with the creation of this map. Yep, we're here. Serge, cool. Stormless and I would not have it any other way. When told of the conundrum of wanting the matches to be on the mainstream today, we of course were ready and willing and able to answer the call. We're sturdy veterans, very sturdy, increasingly sturdy now we're entering our 30s.
We're now paying the price for that enthusiasm.
We will, of course, be 1 hour later tomorrow, though, 3 p.m. GMT for the grand finals. Do not miss it. Best of 7 for $10,000 for the winner. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Well, VPs are nearly neck and neck at the moment. Major on the field, DevM is stacking up the fuel resource, which makes me think, okay, yep, we're not too far away from it. Cavalry Riflemen here, they really don't want to get suppressed here by the MG42 in the center. They just get around the cone before that tracks them. And now they're able to push 2 Ostrupin squads away really effectively. Lieutenant in the south got to be so careful. Double Flame Pioneers, incredibly effective against fleshy targets like the Riflemen.
That was a nice assault by DevM. He did get support. It was even better defense by Nagano. Without losing anything, he was able to pour away DevM and meet him with his own shield. And he did a great job of it.
DevM just has not moved this machine gun in the center. He's not hitting the retreat button yet. There it is. Forced into that, I think. Stuart is in a bad position here to retreat away from the AT gun. Be really careful that you don't take that first shot by surprise. And by the way, 17 kills on the WC-51 right now. It's just been controlling the north side of the map very well, very effectively.
Just had the balloon come down from the ceiling above me upon hearing that. What an immense achievement. Panzer IV and Sherman are about to hit as the victory points have equalized. 366 or thereabouts. This is 363. DevM Nagano. The path to victory is a little bit further away for Dev. I mean, he's 2 games to win. Nagano only the 1. Gain.
Can I do? Sorry, I just wanted to...
WC-51 being eviscerated by the 222. One more shot. How would the vehicle crew disembark? Another capping unit for DevM there. Oh, and the Sherman's going as well, Storm. This is all boiling over. We've been cooking this broth for a while, and now it's all over the kitchen.
Yeah, I just want to say, how cool is it that in this game, after losing 2 squads right at the start, DevM still got the Sherman out before the Panzer IV. It's huge.
It is. Shows you that elite level map control. The ability to take a punch on the chin and keep your wherewithal and just bide time until you're ready to make the counter. He is still repairing Shermans in the middle of the battlefield there. I would have thought he would have learned his lesson after what happened to him in that previous game.
Yeah, this is a similar situation. Pack gun just taking shots at the Sherman. There you go, DevM's very much on top of that now. And Stuart here, I think, actually might try to flank the AT gun. This will actually be a really cool play. The Panzer IV is there to defend, but it is kind of preoccupied on the north right now.
What a game we're watching. This is really building. This is a little bit better paced than some of the previous games we watched of this series. I'm really enjoying this one. It's hitting that sweet spot. As we look at the double vehicle crews, using it to good use. The blowtorches are all out. This particular side of the Sherman's a very important area. What else have we got happening? We've just had this Browning forced away by the Panzer IV. Faust in on the Stuart. Can't look away for a moment. We do have bazooka dropped, by the way, probably from the rear echelons, which are now back in base, reinforcing.
Where's the Major going here? This is interesting from DevM. Running the long route round.
Interesting. Maybe some artillery, perhaps, on the pack, perhaps. Nice double penetration there on the Sherman. And a Faust for good measure.
That telemine is still there. I really hope that that hasn't been forgotten.
There it is. Tired Eyes spotted it in the end. Major forced away. 6.
10 out of 10. The Major leading from the front.
Yeah. He could just stay behind. inputting timesheets into the human resources system for DevM's army. But oh no, DevM,
Increase your efforts.
he's very much socialist in principle. He forces the 50-year-old major into combat. Vehicle crew on the warpath in the north. Surely it'd be better off using the less veteran vehicle crew and putting this one in a vehicle, but regardless, not renowned for their combat abilities unless they have a huge hunk of steel around them.
We are losing a sector.
It's a shame because they look so cool as well.
They do have nice coats on.
They do.
New for this winter, it's the vehicle crew USF coat.
Railway artillery.
And then so nearly lost. Squad there in the south and the VPs now trying to chase down the Panzer Grenadiers. Really, really important to get these Panzer Grenadiers down at some point because they are just controlling all of the infantry engagements against riflemen pretty much single-handedly, actually. I'm surprised that Nagano doesn't invest in another squad. They've been so valuable.
Ostrupen, cover your ears. There's been so many deaths and actions by them. The Panzer Grenadiers are getting all the plaudits, and rightfully so. They are much flashier and much better at doing things like kill enemy units.
DevM is just... he's going to drive on that Telemann. He was so close to it a second ago. I just thinking, has he forgotten?
The Stuart there was just standing still. Famous tactic amongst many players is to just don't move your tank, even if you've been Fausted. Just stay still and trade shots with the infantry because you'll get much better accuracy without moving. And it's an often seen thing, especially in big games. Which is this one. Okay then, right, Ostrupen, watch on as the cavalry riflemen and 50 cal are forced away. That was the Panzer IV's bidding. Pack 40 joining the fray. We've got good VP control now for Nagano. DevM on 229. Not feeling it, but he does now have 2 Sherman tanks. He needs to make these work for him, Stormless.
He does, yeah, because he just took four squads with suppression to 1 MG in that engagement there.
What MG? Did you say MG? No, these guys are just lying down. There is no MG. I have no idea what you're on about. Meanwhile, however, Sherman's been hit by target weak points. It's really suffering there and taken out by Nagano. That is so unfortunate for DevM. Oh my. It's not looking too good for him. He's battled really well to stay in this game, but Nagano just looks likely to have better endurance, stamina. You gotta have stamina, and he's got it in abundance. DevM is faltering right now. He's looking tired. Nagano has outlasted the Portuguese prodigy.
It's actually, yeah, it's very good from Nagano. There's a recrew of the MG42, which Devon would desperately need right now. But if the Sherman goes down, it'd be huge, because there really is no effective anti-tank on the field. He does not have Captain Tech, so he cannot build an AT gun. So, crucial moment coming up. Can Devon last?
Doesn't look like the Stuart's in peril. Pack 40's backing him up. However, here comes the infantry. Maybe if he can do something about the packs, he could rescue this. Panzer IV's had its vision blocked by the Stuarts. Bazookas hit, but they do not penetrate. Oh my! Rear Echelons could have saved the day there, but Blitzkrieg utilised. Had the 2-2-2 go down. Importantly, a victory point has all been kept for DevM in the north, all the while keeping in the game, quite frankly.
Yeah, but the plays are good. By the way, DevM has a vehicle crew here which can easily repair this engine critical, but that isn't happening. And it's a shame to see that Sherman so valuable right now.
You can't really blame him though, mate. I mean, how tired he must be at this point. We kept the players as fresh as possible today, but there's no escaping it. Code 2 is a tough old game. It takes so much mind resources in order to play at this level. It's very, very difficult. Gave half an hour break before this series starts, 10 minutes between each game, and 50-minute breaks in the first 2 series of today. But DevM is certainly feeling the burn right now, and it's not of any of his muscles, it's of his brain itself.
Just watching this double MG composition charge up the map for DevM. I think he's just trying to lock down areas outside of Nagano's base and then perhaps dive on the center VPs. A good push from the Lieutenant, forcing the MG42 back, perhaps for a cap. And then you got this nice squad moving up in the south. So it looks like we're going to see the map turn blue again.
Indeed. As you say, rear echelons in the south, watched on by the cavalry rifleman. Lieutenant with heroic actions just now. He has lost a Sherman, but somehow he seems like he's still in this. I mean, his fuel count is suffering. Nagano, what's he thinking right now? Oh, he's gone to battle phase 3, has he? Where are those pioneers at to get the heavy Panzer Corps? Battlefield operational. Panzer Grenadiers forced away by the brand new automatics of the rifleman. And Nagano's left thinking, I thought I had him. Apparently not. Now he has to have a cool mind. And icy blood in his veins.
Oh, icy is in like icicle, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing the blood in his veins. So I'm wondering why you were doing a chuckle at what I said there. Usually,
I was like, well, obviously.
I see the blood in his veins, and it runs like ice. Nagano is no mere mortal.
Panzer 4 in the centre. We've got a Panther. Get some hype in chat, guys. 54 tons of... Oh! Talamine detonates there for the Stuart. That came out of nowhere. I didn't even know that one existed.
I didn't see that one, no. I've been checking for them, and you know, Nagano has not played mines so much in this series. I think even DevM is like, why is Nagano suddenly building telemines? It's a tough one. Stuart is losing the Stuart at this point. Not the end of the world, but you know, the Stuart's done very well in this match so far.
The mind is weak, but the flesh is willing. We got Zombie DevM here battling it out. He knows no other way. He's battling on sheer instinct right now, quite frankly. He's trying to compete. He wants to compete. He's your 3-time world champion, winning world titles in 2013, 15, and 16. Nagano, however, is on his maiden journey. He has a Sildo waiting for him, possibly. Is the writing that clear on the wall? Is Nagano destined bound for the grand final? Or does DevM have other ideas? Find out next in your regularly scheduled viewing. World Championship 2020.
Oh, that's a good grenade from the Lieutenant right on top of the Pioneers there. Can we see...
Oh, and a bazooka! Finished it off, or maybe even Sherman fire. Regardless, that grenade turned into a squad wipe.
It's not going to last for long, though, because the Panther is coming in. With a huge double shot from the Pac 40.
Oh, they thought about it. These little buggers thought about it. You could just tell what they were thinking there. Sherman stays in the game, however, and a Jackson is building. This is the first time we have seen the Jackson tank destroyer all day. And Shamon, we have him on the field. It is indeed the M26 Jackson.
I don't know if you saw, by the way, the MG42 in the north was recrewed then. It's actually recrewed by Panzer Grenadiers, which is really cool because that unit is now no longer really able to be flanked. It will be supported by Panzer Grenadiers on the main weapon. It's a very, very powerful machine gun there.
Somebody in chat just said, bad jokes, still laugh. That's pretty much the only reason I work as a caster. Jackson goes north, Panther pushed away. Good. Well, you know nothing but penetration does the Jackson. He's also got the bazookas coming in. He's looking for blood. Meanwhile, cavalry riflemen forced away in the south. Vet 3 MG42, whoever watching on. Let's check out the actual south as a vehicle crew goes up against Vet 3 Ostroupen and nopes out of there as quickly as he could get there. Nope. That was a nope.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Lieutenant pushing away the packs. And there's that wide cone of vision and range from the MG42. However, the Lieutenant was pinned despite the smoke. And we now have a crush attempt. More than an attempt. We have vehicular genocide from the Panzer IV. Can he finish the job, however?
It's a tall ask at that range. Jackson and Sherman are a really good combination right here, and actually DevM making really good use of smoke to capture the VPs. There's so many support weapons in Nagano's army that smoke is just going to cause a lot of like manual microing, manual targeting. And here comes the Major as well, so DevM will be able to drop artillery on these pieces, just kind of shunt them around a little bit.
MG forced away there, just under threat. Devon with the Jackson and the Sherman now. He has the ability to make the plays, Stormless. Cavalry Rifleman looking for a flank, and they get it.
Panzer Grenadiers. It's Panzer Grenadiers on the machine gun, not normal machine gun, DevM.
Oh no, that's what happened. Let's see it now. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. They had Sturmgewehrs in their pockets and they forced the crew away. Oh dear.
Yeah, you never ever want to flank a machine gun recruit by.
Very costly though. I mean, the machine gun does cost a lot to reinforce, but you get the added bonus of the lethality. To be honest, my mind couldn't cope with what was going on, Stormless. You got really excited. You saw that way before I did. I was
been looking out for it, yeah.
A.exe has stopped working. See all those 24-hour streams you did back in 2014? They all come in use, Stormless.
I don't think I made it through one of those streams.
Anyway, Panzer Grenadiers forced away. Panther lying in wait. I don't know what he thinks he is. Very much like late war German Panther tanks in France, covered by bushes in ambush. Because if they expose themselves, they'll be taken up by P-47s from the sky above.
It's such an interesting game. Such an interesting game. Having that lieutenant as well, but on the Veteran C3 is really cool. It's super helpful to have that unit fast and running the map. Got to keep that alive.
Needs to keep this Jackson alive. Panther hits it. Panzer IV could uncoil at any moment. He's ready to spring. Meanwhile, cavalry riflemen forced away in the east. We have a flanking unit here. It's indeed the Ostrupen looking for DevM's fuel. Victory point wise, by the way, DevM is halted. Nagano, 110 victory points. Is this his final stand? Is he heading to an ace game deciding situation? Or is he headed out of the tournament? You know
Jackson,
what? Which one?
Jackson, I think, is within the range of the AT guns here if it opens. Okay, I think that was the reveal that Devon needed there to say, like, do not take your tanks north right now. Interestingly, when you see this, when you see the double AT guns in the north, then okay, like you can take your tanks to the other side of the map, but punish Nagano for doing that.
Panther being met by bazooka fire. MG hits Veteran C2 in the center as we have a Panzerwerfer out for Nagano. Over under betting on whether it gets a squad wipe or not. Jackson comes into the center, attacking through the smoke perhaps. No, acquiring its target the old-fashioned way as the MG is removed of its veterancy. Jackson's going to stand and trade here, possibly looking for the Panther, and gets it in max range. What a shot! Sherman goes in. Now it's the Panzer IV's turn to die. Does the satchel come out from the cavalry rifleman? No, he has no munitions for it. MG42 again is decrewed. One-man cavalry rifleman does not want to die a hero. He wants to survive to tell his kids of this tale. What a push by DevM.
That is a good push, and actually the trade-off is in DevM's favor because he has another 76mm Sherman coming onto the field right now, and that's going to give him a short window before another Panther comes out to perhaps push the map. There's still a lot to be careful of, though, because there are still telemines on the field that have not been unearthed yet.
Oh, that one's been there all game. We've seen one we didn't even know about get detonated before that one. 82 victory points ticked down, but DevM, can he cap it? Yes, he can. Ostrupen forced away. Panzer IV watches on, however. What have you seen, Dan?
No, I'm just looking at how good this snare is by the rifleman. Nagano, how did he not expect to take a snare from that rifleman squad? 2 of the 76mm Shermans come in here. They've got to be careful of the Pack 40s.
Oh, what a shot there. They've got to be careful indeed, but they trade. They trade with the stricken warrior Nagano. And that's the kind of person you want to trade with.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
I don't know that that was a worthy trade. I think DevM still comes out on top. You look at the screen right now, and he's doing pretty well, although he's surely going to get another Panther out. But, yeah. Don't know
I
that
think
that was worth it.
Well, I think when you've got the impetus, I know a 76 mil. Let's watch the
Our sector.
resources here, how much it costs. Let's just count this up now. 76 mil, 125 fuel, and of course, as you all know, a Panzer IV is also, well, it's 120 fuel. So to be honest, I think because DevM has the initiative as we speak, it was an okay trade. It was pretty good. He has a tank operational right now, does Nagano? Ask yourself that. Cavalry riflemen need to stop this neutralization. Oh, they do more than that with the Sherman backing them up. 17 kills. They force them away, however, at a bundle nade. Well dodged by the lieutenant. Keeping up the aggression is DevM. He's found a second wind.
Oh, the aggression here is so key for DevM. He just has to keep playing aggressive, keep putting Nagano on the back foot. But slowly, the infantry for DevM has been getting lower and lower and lower.
Nagano's having a bit of endurance issues now. He's had a Panzerwerfer ready for about 20-30 seconds. He has not utilized it.
200 points.
Finally, oh no, this is railway artillery. Where's the target? Ah, it was over here. I used to. Don't know if you guys
go
saw
around the
that.
whole map.
Yeah, no, I used my camera to listen for where it was. Ah, those old, to tell you what, FPS headset using abilities. They come in useful. Left, right channel, baby. It's all I need.
Oh, DevM's just taken an unnecessary Faust there. And remember, by the way, that there's a 7% increased ranged bulletin for Fausts from Nagano, so you just cannot get that close with tanks.
He's trying to keep this position. Where's the Panzerwerfer? There it is. Nice spread there. Can the Ostrupen, of all people, finish the job? No, they're pinned. They cannot. Meanwhile, double vehicle crews repairing this Sherman in the center. Got a rumble from the Panzerkampfwagen 5.
Such an interesting game. We've seen that DevM can come back from these situations, but if Nagano wants to stop that from happening, he's got to play super aggressive right now. I'm worried about this Sherman. I'm really worried about this Sherman. I think he's dodging it. Thank God.
He is indeed. He's almost, of course, referring to this Talon mine right here. Vehicle crews go forth. We have nice pinning action from the MG42 in the north. DevM, however, has got a Nagano below 200 victory points, but he himself only has 64. Will you still need him? Will you still feed him? DevM wants to be fed. He wants $10,000. Rear echelon there picks up the bazooka. We've got Panzer Grenadiers looking to finish the job. Vet 3 Sherman watches on as the rear echelon's executed.
Can't be taking squad licenses like this right now. Unit preservation is...
Oh, talking of which, Lieutenant dies as the Panther pushes away the Sherman. DevM has battled valiantly, heroically and bravely, but it looks like he is our third place participant for this tournament. Nagano looks like he is our grand finalist. He has nothing but an army left, 6 units in total. Nagano has a veritable superior advantage.
This is going to be so tough to come back from. But DevM, he is giving it a go. More cavalry riflemen coming onto the field, and you know, there's no VP drain at the moment, although there is Panzerwerfer on the left side. VP maybe
Max range Panzerwerfer, it does nothing. The 50 cal will continue the cap, and with a Panther on the attack, it's not going to do much, pinning the Osttrooper meanwhile. Meanwhile, in the south, he's been able to force away the Pioneers with the Sherman and detonate the S-mines. Needs to get rid of this Osttrooper squad now. Can't afford to let them cap. Pat 40's re-emerge. Where's the infantry for DevM? It's so low health. He's just trying to use the Sherman to force them away and then get the two-man cav rifles in combat to cap, but he can't do it, and the cap is completed. Oh dear, 40 victory points will continue, and your Russian heavyweight juggernaut Nagano, the steamrolls on.
Tank, this is so
Oh,
risky.
DevM's going to go for it. He's the new cavalry rifleman here. He's smoking out the packs, and he's getting a great attack off his DevM. As long as he has life left and victory points with which to breathe, he will continue his assault. Sherman Veteran C3 goes in, trying to get rid of the packs. Crew members, the cavalry riflemen can't attack through smoke though. They need, yeah, there they go. They see their target, they acquire it, and they exterminate.
That's a nice pickup, and he also gets the machine gun as well. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, though, MG42 is locking down that victory point.
All important battles here as the Panther goes forth. Both Shermans are stricken, and a one-man cavalry rifleman is going to try and get a satchel off, but he doesn't have the munitions. He does not have it. Everything's going topsy-turvy in DevM land right now. It's so unfortunate. Panzer Grenadiers go forth, but it is very fortunate if you're a fan, of course, of the Nagano. A stellar player.
Look at this dive from Nagano. What great game sense. He knows that this is the time to go in. There are two weak tanks there. They're going to be decrewed, not able to fire back. There's the first hit.
He jumps in, though, gets a shot off, I tell you. Panther's tracking him, however. Gets a shot of his own in. There's the Panzerwerfer on all of these units in base. Panther, like shooting ducks in a barrel. Or fish, even. Riflemen die as the victory points tick down. 18 and dropping.
Yeah, not looking good for DevM in this situation. Triple cap in. I don't know that there's enough time for DevM to actually get on the VPs from this point. I think it's safe to call it, actually. I think it's been an excellent series between these two players, and also what a journey for DevM. It's been some fantastic series for us to watch.
There you go. After all that, we have seeds 1 and 3 in your grand final. We have Nagano versus Isildur. Well played to DevM, and well watched by all of you. Thank you. And there we go. There we go indeed. We have our grand final assembled, done.
Yeah, it's interesting finals. It's going to repeat of the of the semi-finals, which is cool actually, because the semi-finals were phenomenal between Isildur and Nagano. So well played though, I have to say, and DevM really looked like he was picking up then amidst everything that had gone wrong in that series. He took a really hard game 3 and you know, came back from that. It just shows, you know, he's a player with great tournament stamina. He's used to this kind of thing. But hey, Nagano just really found himself in like, I think from game 2 onwards, he just picked up strength and confidence. And he didn't underperform once, I think, in the series after that. So
great performances all round today, Stormers. It has to be said, all 4 players battled valiantly, and we saw some incredible games, matches, etc. Shout outs to everybody in chat. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. GMT for the grand finals, which are a best of 7. Isildur has map selection in games 1 and 2. To, you know, give him the upper bracket advantage. But yeah, thanks everybody giving us thanks in chat. We you know, we love this stuff, and upon hearing the conundrum of Relic, you know, wanting wanting the action on the main channel. I think that's fair, given $20,000 have been spent. We were up to the occasion, and we've cast 10 games today. 10 high-level, elite-level games. It's been a joyride, to say the least. So thank you, Stormless.
Yeah, thanks for co-casting, and well, actually, no, casting, like the co-caster here, but thanks for hosting. It's nice to sit in the analytical chair for a change, and just not have the pressure of camera control. Very, very pleased with that. But yeah, it's tough work casting, and I know how that feels. So credit to AE for providing good camera work for the entirety of the day. Yeah.
Only through the Master League. That's right, the Master League, everybody. Exclamation mark rankings. Was I able to do 8 hours of constant camera work today through constant community tournaments such as this one that Relic and Sega are able to host. What a fantastic World Championship such as this one. Cohesive, synergetic organism we all form. And I've had a lot of practice this year, a lot of endurance, and but yeah, it's a rush. It's a rush. Bigger news is though that the refs did a great job watching all 4 players today and making sure it all happens. Nagano, Devem, Isilda, and of course the player aecohmatt have all played fantastically well in that order. So thank you everybody for watching. We were both very tired, as you can tell. It's just turned 10 o'clock. And we're going to go over and out. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you in about 16 hours' time. Thanks.
You really make it hard for yourself, don't you?
I did, but that is literally how many hours' time it is.
See you in... Now I have to calculate how many hours until...
I'm an accountant.
On the
It's my
spot.
job. Don't mock me. Or do, actually. I think it's your job, actually. I think you're my handler for the day. That wasn't even the right number,
Awesome,
but
yeah.
whatever.
So thanks for
All right.
watching, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.